I have a few methods that can help people.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna create a service called Kick Them Out.
Nice. Good branding.
Kick them out.
And what are some of the services you offer?
Yeah, what else? What do you do?
One would be walk into the house with the flamethrower.
So we've kind of talked about this before on this channel, but now it's really, really moving forward. Ford just filed a patent for self-driving cars that repossess themselves.
Oh,
Damn.
that's crazy. Actually.
Repossess themselves? What the fuck does that mean?
If you don't pay the bill, it drives back to the factory, dude.
It steals itself.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, fall behind on your payments and your car could simply drive itself away.
That's fucking tight. That's kind of tight.
Whoa.
That's a dope ass feature.
And what's interesting about that from like a kind of altercation standpoint is you don't even run into like the repo people.
Yeah.
Does it work the other way? Like if someone tries to steal your car, it just drives back home?
That would be sick as fuck.
That better be a feature.
Because that would be dope if it was just like, it just goes to the right spots.
They're not gonna make it work in favor of the buyer.
But then what if you just put the car on bricks and take the wheels off?
Oh yeah, that's
They
true.
just start spinning.
That's still kind of crazy though. Like a car could just be on the road. There's no human beings inside.
That's pretty
wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
How's that even get passed? Is that even legal?
But what if you just forgot, you didn't set it up for automatic payments, and then you forgot that week to pay it, and you're just driving, and then you have an emergency, and you're like, oh shit, my wife's giving birth. And then you're going to the hospital, and you go, you haven't paid your bill. And then it's fucking driving you back. You're like, no, a hospital.
Here's the thing though. Even though it's not approved yet, obviously, because the original patent was filed like in 2021, but a more recent patent was just filed like 2 weeks ago called Systems and Methods to Repossess a Vehicle. But the way that they envision it is that it's capable of disabling different functions in your vehicle, dispensed as increasing tiers of forewarning punishment.
So first you can't roll down the windows.
Yeah.
Then you can't turn on the AC.
Just by tier, they're slowly shutting down different things. So first, it could like take away, exactly like you said, your power windows and lock you out of parts of your infotainment system. If that doesn't like work or get your attention or have you pay bills or something like that, you'll lose like AC.
It's like getting grounded and shit.
Yeah, automatic lock and unlock features and stuff like that. So like it can basically control almost every feature remotely.
Is this even Ford's demographic though? I feel like this would happen to Nissan.
There's a BMW demo there.
Yeah, 3 Series
People don't pay for
BMW.
I was thinking Nissan Altima and like Dodge Chargers.
Challengers and Chargers get repoed a lot.
Yeah, I think those guys need.
But then Challengers depend if you're military or not.
And a lot of times those guys aren't good with money.
I already like this part, the stereotyping the car user.
Isn't that a thing that they hide cars on base so they don't get repoed?
Oh, because they can't go on base?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
So the guys use the cars only on base, going in circles? They can't leave the base?
They just like park it on base so that the repo guy can't get it.
But the moment you leave and go to that 7-Eleven across the street, the repo guys are just like, I'm gonna take that Charger back.
Damn, yeah, that's a thing, man. But that puts all the repo places out of a job if all the cars become this, right?
Yeah, all those Armenians have to find other jobs.
I mean, that would definitely take the repo man out of it. I mean, it sounds like it's gonna move towards that anyway.
I mean, repo guys are tow truck guys anyway, so it's kind of the same.
Yeah. I mean, and we already know about the assembly line workers that are being replaced by machines every day anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Have you ever seen a real repo go down, like on video or anything?
No, but I watched that fake ass TV
Not the
show.
fake ass
I
one,
like
no.
that one.
Does it go down like that?
Did you guys ever watch the karate one where they had to repo a car from a karate studio? And then all of these fucking karate students came out and they started having a major rumble?
That shit doesn't make any sense to me. I still can't understand the logic of like, you didn't pay for your car, so someone's there to take it, and you're mad about it. I don't understand.
I understand.
Well, what I realize is a lot of people they get older, but they're still children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a lot of people, like kids, like they don't have logic, right? They're like, hey, if you do this, you're not gonna get candy. They'll do that anyways, and like, oh, you chose not to get candy. Like, oh, but I still want the candy. And I'm like, oh shit, that a lot of adults are like that. Like you didn't pay, so you don't have your car, but I still want.
I'd probably get mad, shit, you know, because it's not like mad at the logic, it's like mad at the situation.
Yeah, like that.
You know what I mean? Like I have emotional anger regardless. I'm just not gonna blame myself right now.
They go off because I was getting my car towed a ton when I was working on my old shit, and I would always have to get it moved. and I would meet a lot of tow truck dudes, and some of them used to be repo guys. I was talking to this one dude, he had a big ass scar on his head, and I was like, damn, how'd you get that? And he's like, I used to be a repo guy, and a dude shot me point blank in the head.
God.
What the fuck?
Just cause.
And so he just moved over to towing instead of repo, huh?
Well, most tow guys are repo guys.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't really move that far over.
Yeah, you could just do both. But like, he's like, I don't do repo anymore because of that. Like every time you have to fight with the guy. If he sees you do it.
I mean, that's the same thing if you ever miss like a phone payment or like cable payment, like your cable will just shut off or your phone will just shut off.
Yeah, but nobody has to show up and take away like the.
I know, they don't come snip your.
I think the best example for me would be squatting. So like if you stop paying rent, technically that space is owned by the person that's renting it to you. And then a lease or a car payment is the same thing. It's not yours, right? So if you miss your payments and all that, then what ends up happening is you get evicted. But I guess if it's not a lease and you're buying the car, it might be the same way as buying a home and you're missing those mortgage payments. Then what happens is the bank or whoever owns your loan can kick you out, depending on how many payments you miss. So then the car getting taken back, it's not really stolen. It's more like you're not taking care of what you borrowed.
Yeah.
And you're not we agreed to this, but you're not fucking doing it, so now it's mine.
Yeah, because it's technically not yours yet until you pay the loan. Yeah.
But it's crazy that some people go over their head and they buy something that nice. Like a lot of stuff that gets repoed is just way too nice, but you could have just got a cheap ass car.
But you can't flex on the homies like that.
Can't flex on a normal car.
I would hate to be a repo guy, man. That shit's crazy.
Damn.
Did you know that he was telling me too that in order to find these cars, they have these like snitch cars that have cameras on them. You ever heard of that? So it'll be like a regular Prius, and on the top, if you ever see like a circular, it looks kind of like a Roomba, and it's on the top of the car. That thing's a 360 camera, and what it does is scanning all the license plates.
Oh, my buddy has that on his cop car. Because all he does is drive around the neighborhood. It's constantly looking for warrants.
Yeah.
And for that's tied to license plates.
Yeah, these guys have people like that too, but all it can do is tell you if someone's defaulted. So it'll just scan plates, and then if it beeps out, then it automatically sends a signal to the repo guy like, oh, that BMW 2015 whatever's right here. And that's how they can find it all the time. Because you're like, how the fuck do they know where you are? Crazy.
That's banana.
But what if someone steals a repo car and then you steal the car from a stolen burglar car?
A stolen burglar.
You just stole it from a thief. And then they call it and they're like, my car got stolen. And then the repo guy's, actually, I stole it from the guy that stole it from you.
That's a special episode then. I don't know.
This is they even say like, you know, it's like the question is, would Ford actually intend on following through with the patent? It's like you never know, but you know, a lot of these companies and stuff, they'll still file these types of patents in order to possibly the potential of monetizable concepts in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or even owning it so that the competition can't own it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Because it's not, especially back when you were saying like, it doesn't even seem like Ford would have that type of demographic that, you know what I mean? But it's like some of these companies might just like
file it just so it gets bought out by.
Or they can buy it and then now lease or license that patent to Nissan Altima.
Exactly. To Nissan Altima specifically.
They know it's Nissan Altima.
It'll beat them to the punch.
Dang.
Yeah, because I don't think Ford has a problem with like their customers missing payments.
Mustangs though?
No, because with Ford, you know, I think they're gonna get recalled, and the whole line has to get fixed before that even happens.
Before they even default. Damn. Oh, you know what happened to like a mutual friend of ours? That she had her apartment on Airbnb while she was like living out of the country on a job, and then she had a guest stay there. And I guess like checked out in like less than a week. And then months later, she had a friend asking if they could stay at her place. And she was like, yeah, go ahead. Here's where the key is. Go on in. And the dude was still there.
No way.
Months and months later. And he had been squatting in the place since his checkout.
So she had no customers in between? Dang.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
What the cleaning ladies go?
I don't know what the deal is, but maybe she ended her like thing, her availability, and that dude was still there.
And then so when she came over, they're like, there's a guy at the house.
I guess she couldn't get him out. Because he wouldn't leave. Yeah.
So what can you do at that
I'm
point?
gonna make a
When
eviction
someone's
service.
squatting in your house, it's probably the most like the worst nightmare.
Especially in California.
Yeah, California's the worst.
He said it, Anthony, not me.
Shut the fuck up.
I have a few methods that can help people.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna create a service called Kick 'em Out.
Nice. Good branding.
Kick 'em out.
And what are some of the services you offer?
Yeah. What else? What do you do?
One would be walk into the house with the flamethrower and be like, "Hi, fumigation team," and then just start burning everything.
Your own house? Yeah.
Well, server too.
And then like he's like, "It's on fire," and I'm like, "You better go then."
Kickemout.com. What if he just goes upstairs
The fire goes up.
and it burns the house?
He will die.
And if that doesn't work, then guess what? Water time. And then we get a water, we dose it down.
Fire will damage in the water.
And then the flood, you know?
What can you legally do to a squatter?
So
a stick bomb?
with the squatter. Remember that story I told you with the squatter across the street? How we got rid of them? The cop said you just have to catch them doing drugs. You gotta catch them doing something illegal.
Plant some cocaine in.
Yeah, you gotta plant heroin everywhere. No, they were like, oh, if you see them doing drugs, then just call us, and that's the only time they can.
Because it's a bigger crime now.
It's a bigger crime, yeah. It's a different crime. The first thing's not even a proven crime. That's the problem.
Wait, it's not a crime.
Yeah.
Welcome to California.
Doing heroin?
No, that is. Just overstaying at someone.
That's the thing is it's not a proven crime. You have to like take.
Isn't that trespassing?
But you have to prove it.
So yeah, it depends on. It
prove that
goes
it's
state by
trespassing.
state. That's the thing. It has to go state by
Because
state.
like let's say like the story I told them is across the street from my place there was a girl that was living there for months, squatting in a house, and they were like, well, who's to say that she didn't get permission from someone? Like, well, we know she didn't, and they're like, how do you know? And then when the owner found out, they were like, who's to say that you didn't say it was okay and now you regret it? Like, there's all this stuff they have to work out factually.
Was that the cops?
Yeah, it's like it's a whole
Cops
thing.
not helping?
Well, the cops can't do it. The court has to do it. The city has to like find that party guilty of it after deliberation of all these things. Otherwise, you could be living with someone and then go, oh, they're squatting, and they'll just kick them out. Like
That's
you can't.
why I call my Kick 'em Out service.
Yeah.
Flamethrowers Anonymous.
I just fucking bust the door down. They'll be like, this guy, fire! And then they go next door.
I don't know what to do if someone's squatting in your own house, though. I don't know how you can.
Violence!
You know what your own drugs are.
But you can't commit a bigger crime to get them out of your house, or else you're gonna get in trouble. More than they are. Like more than they
No,
are.
because by that time they're afraid of you. Fear does a lot of things. Like, make them never come back. You telling me, no, turn off the fucking cameras. You telling me if I came in there and